Welcome to an Edge Factor virtual workplace experience. Today, Michael shows us around the King County Equipment Maintenance Shop. We'll be looking at the following chapters. Chapter 1, Tire Removal and Brake Check. Chapter 2, Heavy Equipment Lift Jack. Chapter 3, Truck and Coach Fabrication. And finally, Chapter 4, How to Use a Scan Tool. Let's dive in.
So as of right now, we are here to check for this front brakes for this vehicle. So first thing we need to get the jack, which is all ready right here, and the jack stand itself, and go find a good spot and secure it. When you are ready, grab the airline, hook it up, make sure this is locked because it will not go up. Get underneath. Make sure you are secure. Then you grab your jack. Reset it. Sure that is secure. Check the other side. Okay, now that we got the jack stand, we can lower it, make sure it's seated properly. Slowly go down. Okay, now we are ready to take out the tire. Okay, this is all ready, it's gonna be loud. First thing, get your safety gear, glasses, protect your ear. Good. It's gonna be loud in here. So you have these tools, slide it underneath, just like that. Raise it up, and just roll it slowly. So once you remove the tires, now we're ready to inspect the brakes. First thing first, make sure all the wiring is good, tuck in, airline is good, no signs of crack or leaks, and inspect the rotors. Okay, one thing to look for on the rotors is the hot spot, commonly caused from over braking, creating heat, creating that hot spot on certain spot on the rotors. And once you see that, it's automatically replacement. Do not attempt to repair the rotors or anything like that. Just replace it along with the pads and the other kit with it that comes along with it. And if you do see it, make sure you always check all of it and make sure that they are still in good condition, or it needs to be replaced as a whole unit itself But yes, definitely check for those and make sure everything, the harness in the back still tuck in for the mounting bracket. Yes, and they are still tucked in, and this brakes is actually still good. Okay, one of the things that I learned from this apprentice program is make sure that the tires is secure on the jack itself. Don't miss that because this will go down. Make sure all the wiring is loose as it goes up. And make sure everything is connected, nice and tight. And you just don't check one, you check 4 of them. Make sure that it's really secured before you go up. Okay. And once you get everything secured and you're ready to go, and one thing to check is make sure before lifting the truck, you check the capacity of your jack, make sure it's able to carry the truck itself, because you don't want to create injury and for everyone's safety. So if you can't find it, just look at the jack and look where it is and make sure it's capable of lifting the truck before you do anything. Here's the main switch, and you can just either 4 at the same time or 1. It's depends on what you're doing. So whenever you're ready, and one thing first, once you get it started, make sure all of them is going up at the same time. You don't want to miss anything. So that's good right there. It's going up. The back side, it's going up. So that's really good. Make sure all the wires still tuck in. Just for safety, you always have to make sure that everything is secured before you go up and race this truck. And once you're ready again, you're ready to go up. All right, so once you got the vehicle in the correct height that you want it, the jack itself will automatically lock. So yeah. And right here we just replaced the oil pan due to its crack. As you can see, we changed the quarter valve into a, yeah, make sure while you're at it, make sure you check for any obvious damage that needs to be replaced. Make sure everything is stuck in. It's good. Everything is good. Okay, once you got everything inspected, you can now lower the truck, and you pretty much press the down button and automatically unlock itself. A lot of times, body frame on the vehicle itself, it breaks, cracks, damage, whatsoever. But most of the time, we don't really have the parts for it. So what we do is we get into welding, and which is right now I'm about to show you. Yeah, so first thing first, make sure you have the proper gear, gloves, the welding helmet. That's really important. And due to a lot of cracking on the heavy duty truck, we do get involved to welding, torching, grinding. So that's all common factor when it comes to reinstalling the truck itself to get into the road. So now we have all the welding set up right here. So now we're just gonna plug it in and turn on the welder itself. So we have already pre-set up everything. Make sure you plug it in. It's right here and secure, and it doesn't come out. That's really good. And now you get into this tank right here. You turn it on. It's good. Turn on the switch. And now, this is the most important part. So based on the metal thickness, here's are the specs on to adjust the voltage and the speed of the welder. So make sure you know the thickness of the metal, and you can adjust that so that way you don't melt the metal too fast or even create more problem. So right now we are good. Get the gloves on. Make sure this is down. Gloves on. And one thing, the most important thing when it comes to welding is make sure you have a good ground, because if you don't, your welding is not going to be looking good. So a good ground, one way to make it is, grind it to have a better metal to metal contact instead of metal to rust, and it's not a good ground. Clip it on. Thing secure. Good. Okay, now we are ready to weld. Ready? So believe it or not, heavy duty mechanic, it does get involved with welding, grinding. So you're gonna do this a lot. So yeah. When it comes to heavy duty, technology is no different from everyone else. Everything is changing. So right now, I'm gonna show you how to pull up a code on this one of the truck that we have. So let's go. Okay, get that set up. Door. So this device right here, it helps you communicate with the ECU and the truck. So everything that you want to know what's going on code wise, this is the tool. You just plug it in. Okay, once you got this part, make sure you turn on the vehicle into on position and engine off. And now we access and see what code we got. It may take a couple minutes. So once we get into this, we get rid of that. And if you want to know what's the code, it'll be right here. So usually when we pull up code, one thing that always pops in is the ABS. They're pretty common right now that it's really wet here in our side. Slipping is pretty common, so it turns on the ABS, and usually when the truck comes in, that's what it is for. So that's what one thing that I, by far I've been having is the ABS coming in every now and then. But for this time, we have engine fuel delivery pressure as a fault code. Click on it and you check the freeze frame. Freeze frame is basically when the code turns on, it tells you when, and it tells you a lot of different time, temperature of the coolant, and why did it happen and how many times it happens, so that you kind of look into that, so that way it kind of help you pinpoint what's the problem with the fuel delivery. It could be just simple as electrical, but you still have to check this to help you with diagnostic.